Welcome to our deep dive into the mysterious world of Neanderthals. For many years, Neanderthals were perceived as primitive and brutish cave dwellers. However, recent discoveries reveal a species capable of remarkable intelligence, adaptability, and perhaps even artistry. Join me as we explore their genetic legacy, remarkable adaptations, and complex relationship with Homo sapiens. Prepare to have your preconceptions challenged as we uncover the truth about these enigmatic beings. The story of the Neanderthals is intertwined with our own, written in our DNA. Recent genetic studies reveal that modern humans of non-African descent carry Neanderthal DNA. This means our ancestors and Neanderthals interbred, leaving a genetic mark. Across Europe and Asia, remnants of this ancient intermingling persist. Most individuals of European and Asian descent carry approximately 2% Neanderthal DNA. This genetic inheritance has tangible implications for our understanding of human health and disease. Neanderthal genes influence our immune systems, metabolism, and susceptibility to certain diseases. The Neanderthal legacy lives on within the very fabric of our being. This interconnectedness speaks volumes about our shared human story. Scientists continue to uncover how Neanderthal genes impact our biology today. Neanderthal genes continue to influence our biology, shaping our susceptibility to diseases and infections. These ancient genetic fragments have been passed down through generations, subtly altering the way our bodies respond to various health challenges. Some Neanderthal genes offer enhanced protection against certain pathogens. This means that our immune systems can sometimes fend off infections more effectively, thanks to these inherited traits. However, this genetic inheritance also has downsides, such as increased risk of autoimmune disorders and allergies. Our bodies might overreact to harmless substances, leading to conditions like asthma or eczema. It's a complex tapestry of beneficial and potentially detrimental traits. The interplay between these genes and our environment creates a unique biological landscape for each individual. Neanderthal genes played a role in the evolution of lighter skin pigmentation and thicker hair. These traits were advantageous for survival in the colder, less sunny climates where Neanderthals lived. These adaptations were crucial for survival in prehistoric environments and continue to shape our physical characteristics today. The legacy of Neanderthal genes is evident in the diversity of human appearances across the globe. The study of Neanderthal genetics yields new insights into our own species. By examining these ancient genes, scientists can better understand the evolutionary pressures that have influenced human development. It highlights the intricate interplay between our genetic heritage and our susceptibility to diseases. This knowledge can lead to more personalized medical treatments and preventive measures. This research offers a glimpse into the deep evolutionary forces that have shaped who we are. Understanding our genetic past helps us appreciate the complexity and resilience of the human species. Neanderthal genes are not silent passengers, but active participants in our genetic code. They continue to influence our biology in ways we're only beginning to understand, reminding us of our shared history with these ancient relatives. For decades, Neanderthals were depicted as brutish cavemen lacking intelligence. However, emerging evidence challenges this caricature. Archaeological discoveries reveal intricately crafted tools, controlled use of fire, and hints of symbolic expression. Neanderthal burial sites suggest ritualistic behaviors and perhaps a belief in an afterlife. These findings hint at a capacity for abstract thought and spiritual awareness. Recent research suggests Neanderthals possess the anatomical capacity for language. The possibility of complex language opens up a world of possibilities about their social interactions and cultural expression. The more we learn about Neanderthals, the more we realize how much they were like us. They were a complex and adaptable species capable of innovation and social connection. The arrival of Homo sapiens in Eurasia marked a turning point in Neanderthal history. For millennia, Neanderthals thrived in Ice Age Europe, but the arrival of Homo sapiens introduced a new dynamic. Competition for resources likely intensified with the arrival of Homo sapiens. Neanderthals may have struggled to compete with the more adaptable Homo sapiens. Evidence suggests that encounters between the two groups were not always peaceful. Some skeletal remains bear marks of violence, suggesting occasional clashes. However, the relationship between the two groups was likely complex, encompassing periods of coexistence and interbreeding. The disappearance of Neanderthals coincided with significant environmental upheaval. The combined pressures of climate change, competition, and the arrival of Homo sapiens proved too much for the Neanderthals to overcome. The world inhabited by Neanderthals was in constant flux, shaped by glaciers and shifting ecosystems. Neanderthals had weathered numerous climatic swings over their long history. However, the period leading up to their disappearance was marked by rapid environmental change. The last glacial maximum brought plunging temperatures and shrinking forests. These harsh conditions likely pushed Neanderthal populations to their limits. Fragmentation may have limited their ability to find mates and share resources. Homo sapiens, with a more diverse toolkit and broader dietary range, may have been better equipped to cope. While the exact role of climate change in Neanderthal extinction remains debated, they faced a perfect storm of environmental pressures. The combination of climate change, competition, and potential conflict with Homo sapiens proved too much for Neanderthals to overcome. Neanderthals have been unjustly defined by outdated notions of intellectual inferiority. For many years, they were depicted as primitive and brutish, lacking the cognitive abilities of modern humans. Recent discoveries reveal a species far more intelligent and sophisticated than previously imagined. These findings challenge the long-held stereotypes and open new avenues of understanding about our ancient relatives. Neanderthals were skilled toolmakers, crafting sophisticated implements from stone, bone, and wood. Their tool-making techniques were advanced and showed a deep understanding of their environment. Their tools demonstrated an understanding of material properties and a capacity for innovation. They were not just simple hunters. They were engineers of their time. Evidence suggests Neanderthals experimented with new techniques such as hafting, which involved attaching stone tools to handles. This innovation significantly improved their efficiency and effectiveness. This innovation speaks to their problem-solving abilities and capacity for abstract thought. It shows they were capable of planning and foresight, essential traits for survival. Neanderthals exhibited signs of symbolic thought and cultural expression. They were not just practical beings, but also had a sense of aesthetics and possibly spirituality. The discovery of pigments suggests they may have used these materials for body painting or creating art. This indicates a level of self-awareness and social communication. While definitive evidence of Neanderthal art remains elusive, the presence of pigments hints at symbolic representation. This could mean they had rituals or traditions that we are only beginning to understand. The anatomical structure of the Neanderthal vocal tract suggests they possessed the capacity for complex speech. This would have allowed them to share knowledge, tell stories, and strengthen social bonds. The possibility of sophisticated communication opens up a world of possibilities about their social interactions and cultural richness. It paints a picture of a species that was not so different from us, capable of deep connections and complex societies. The image of the Neanderthal as a brutal, uncaring savage has persisted for far too long. This stereotype has been deeply ingrained in popular culture and even in some scientific circles. However, recent discoveries are challenging this outdated view and painting a much more nuanced picture of Neanderthal life. Emerging evidence reveals a capacity for compassion, cooperation, and perhaps even altruism among Neanderthals. These early humans were not just primitive brutes. They exhibited behaviors that suggest a deep sense of community and mutual support. Skeletal remains of Neanderthals tell a story of resilience and care for their own. These bones, often showing signs of healed injuries, indicate that Neanderthals took care of their injured and sick members, ensuring their survival. Numerous individuals exhibit healed fractures and signs of long-term survival after injuries. This suggests that Neanderthals had the knowledge and willingness to provide medical care, which would have required a significant level of empathy and social organization. These findings suggest Neanderthals cared for their sick and wounded, providing them with the necessary support to recover. This level of care is indicative of a society that valued each member and worked together for the common good. Evidence of cooperative hunting strategies further challenges the notion of Neanderthals as solitary brutes. These strategies required planning, communication and teamwork, highlighting their ability to work together towards a common goal. The remains of large game animals suggest coordinated hunting efforts requiring communication and teamwork. Such activities would have necessitated a high level of social interaction and cooperation among group members. The discovery of Neanderthal burial sites points to the possibility of ritualistic behaviors. These burials indicate that Neanderthals may have had spiritual beliefs and practices, further demonstrating their complexity and depth. These findings hint at a capacity for abstract thought, emotional depth, and a sense of community. The presence of art and symbolic objects suggests that Neanderthals were capable of expressing themselves in sophisticated ways. Neanderthals were a complex and compassionate species capable of caring for their own and cooperating with one another. They were not the mindless brutes they have often been portrayed as, but rather a species with a rich social and emotional life. In conclusion, Neanderthals were far more complex and sophisticated than previously thought. Understanding their story helps us appreciate our shared history and the evolution of our species. The Neanderthals are finally emerging into the light, their true story revealed through the work of scientists and archaeologists. They were a complex and fascinating species who adapted to challenging environments and left a legacy within our DNA. Their story is a reminder that our past is a complex tapestry woven from threads of adaptation, interaction, and survival.